Our final presenter for this half of the evening is Gaetan Royer. Gaetan's love of everything urban has brought him to hundreds of cities in 30 countries. He is an architect and an urban planner. He also served as an engineer in the military and peacekeeper in Bosnia. He received a Governor General's Medal for his humanitarian work during the war in Sarajevo. He was Port Moody City's manager for 11 years before joining Metro Vancouver as head planner for this region. Through his book, Time for Cities, and speaking engagements across Canada, Gaetan Royer is a passionate advocate for a better deal for cities. Gaetan Royer.
Good evening. The title of my presentation is, What is a Park? So what do you think? Is this a park? There's green grass, there's kids. It sort of looks like a park. There's even a play cage. You just can't escape it. This is definitely a park. Now, many of us think of parks as beautifully manicured spaces, places that are surrounding you by beauty. Parks and places like Butchart Gardens are so nice that you can charge admission. Should parks be places where man controls every tree and every flower? People think of parks as places where you can be one with nature, places where you can smell and touch nature and where nature touches you back. Parks are the classroom where we train the next generation of environmentalists. Say parks, and some think of small urban parks. Are strips of grass along the road green enough to be called parks? The dedication plaque for this small park is in recognition of the substantial contribution of artists. The recognition sure isn't substantial. This is the smallest park ever occupied. More and more homeless seniors occupy our parks in the city and in the suburbs. What's tragic is that they're not homeless persons who are getting old. You know, homeless persons tend to die young. They're old folks becoming homeless. The best place to see Canada's largest park is from space. This vast expanse of wilderness is Wood Buffalo National Park. This park is larger than Denmark, larger than the Netherlands, larger than Switzerland. The Alberta tar sands cover an area that's 3 times the size of Wood Buffalo National Park. The land dedicated to our love of oil is larger than all of our national parks combined. What is a park? Should parks have the right to speak at a pipeline hearing? Statistics show that fewer and fewer people visit our national parks. Family road trips and boat trips don't fit our lifestyles anymore. They don't fit our gas prices anymore. While parks, far from where we live, are a very good thing for protecting wildlife, they don't do much for humans living in our increasingly crowded cities. Is this a discarded overpass a park? Or is it just fake nature? Is it a smart reuse of infrastructure? Or is it giving up on real nature? Highline Park has become an oasis in the heart of New York City. You can stroll 20 blocks without ever interacting with traffic. Before we discard old railways, old bridges and highways, let's see if we can reuse them. Let's see if they could become greenways. This is happening right around the world. These 3 bridges are part of a 400-kilometer trail that spans from Pittsburgh to Washington. The trail connects communities and supports tourism activities along the way. It has become one of the world's greatest trails. And bridges are absolutely fascinating structures. I'm not sure if it's the combination of water, the wide expanse, or the sheer ingenuity of these structures that attracts big crowds, but there's something truly photogenic about bridges and people, lots and lots of people. On these remarkable photographs, there's so many people that it's hard to see the grass. Bridges across urban rivers are just fantastic locations for special events because they're right in the middle of where people live. Old road bridges are quite obviously on well-traveled roads. The walkway over the Hudson is now the anchor for tourism in its region. Can you believe that they wanted to demolish that bridge? It is such a draw for tourist dollars that construction of a new 21-story glass elevator has started. This elevator will bring people from the bridge deck down to the waterfront. And the old Portman Bridge is headed for the landfill. The incredible scale of the new bridge makes the old bridge redundant for cars. The old bridge is in fact 10 acres of prime view land. I walked across the old Portman Bridge to take these photos. I thought that they would put me on a suicide watch. Have you ever felt like it would be nice to stop in the middle of a bridge, get out of the car, walk to the railing, and just gaze at the view? I certainly have. On the Surrey side of the old Portman Bridge, a new park is planned. Under the bridge is where the future Riverside Greenway is going to be. That greenway is part of Experience the Fraser, which is a 550-kilometer trail that's planned to span from canyon to coast, from Hope to Richmond. On the Coquitlam side, the shore is lined with two parks. Macrobeak is a gorgeous little park with a beach, a picnic area, and a boat launch. Colony Farm Regional Park is right there as well, just east of the old Portman Bridge. And from here, you can go to the Pitt River on the old Poco Trail. Just in case I didn't give you enough examples, here's one more. A new bridge is being built across the harbor in San Francisco. And rather than demolish this old double-decker bridge, they want to reuse it. And I think that they are very, very smart. Metro Vancouver is forecast to grow by 1 million people in the next 30 years, and we need more parks, we need more open space close to where people live. So let's ask big questions. What is a park? And let's not be afraid of big ideas like, can we reuse an old bridge as a greenway? I thank you very much.